Hey guys, if you feel like turning on your camera, you're always welcome to do it. I always appreciate being able to see the shock and awe on your face when I tell you the next thing that's in here. And it's always good to just see each other. I see a bunch of people from the Upgrade Collective, and I see a bunch of people who are in it for the box itself and haven't yet joined the collective, which is we do calls pretty much every week, either with me or with the team, where we get together and talk about the latest biohacking stuff. So there we go. Yep, Sandy's like, yep, she's a member. And do have your chat window fired up because we'll be putting some links in here for you too. Links to either episodes where I talk about something or links to products that are in the box and all that, discount codes and all the other things you'd expect. So, hey, Kim, I see you there. You guys ready to jump in? Let's talk about the box. First of all, I'm really pleased to tell you $252 in retail value, which means you're getting more than your money's worth, which is my goal with the box. And when I say the box, let me show you what it looks like if you haven't already received yours. It is an amazing, sexy new box. It is not coated and stuff, so it's easier to recycle. And it's printed. It says Dave Asprey right there, and it looks all cool. So we've been working on that, tape and all. And also to save some trees, even though like you, I may also be opposed to trees because they're competing with me for air. So you got to really watch out for that. That's what they said on Fox News. I saw it. But instead of printing out the box, you just do the QR code that's in your box, and that'll get you through the digital guide to everything where you have the links. So I just didn't want to kill trees and print out a bunch of stuff for you. So we did that, which is super cool. And if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about, no, guys, trees don't steal your air. I'm sure there's like 3 people who are new to my weird sense of humor going, what is wrong with this guy? So technically, they're stealing air from each other. And that's why trees are mean. All right. What else is going on? Digital booklet. And for the first time in 8 years, there's been a bump in the price of the box. And thank you for your support. This is not my largest business by a long shot. And it's not a particularly profitable thing. I do it because I love it. I think it delivers a lot of value for you. And importantly, it lets me support small businesses in the world of biohacking so that they can get the word out about what they're doing, and it saves you a bunch of money. So with the cost of shipping, because fuel went up a lot, and it's weird how government just printed like 50% of all the currency that's ever been manufactured in the last 2 years. And then this weird thing called inflation happened. So fuel's more expensive. So getting the stuff into the box and getting the box to you went up. So I'm just covering costs, not increasing margins here the way Walmart or somebody might be doing. So thank you for your support there. And resisted doing it forever, but it was time. The first thing you're going to get in the box is something that you might already be drinking, but Danger coffee is kind of a big deal. So you're getting a bag of Danger coffee. And if you're not already clued in, it is full of trace minerals and electrolytes. And a lot of the stuff, even the paleo-friendly foods like almonds and things like that, they suck minerals out of your body. So the idea is you can put the minerals back every time you drink your coffee. And by heating up the minerals during brewing, it actually increases their binding affinity. And those minerals can open cell membranes, let your cells dump heavy metals and things like that. So these are ionic minerals. And one of the things I like to do is save time every day. So if you were going to just drink your coffee anyway, you might as well get everything you need in it. And it must taste good and work better than it did before. And I'll just say mushroom coffee never tasted very good. That's why, even though we had mushroom coffee at the cafe in Santa Monica a long time ago, I stopped doing it. Like we had added our own lion's mane just because it didn't taste very good. You can add some alcohol extract if you want, but powdered mushrooms don't work very well. I don't put those in coffee. My goal is it better taste amazing. But I'm a fan of liquid mushroom extracts. If you're going to do that, it doesn't have to be in your coffee though. And of course you can blend it with butter and MCT, but you don't have to. It's uniquely satisfying. I served Danger coffee in the Maldives last week. I was asked to speak at an event there. And I'm pleased to say that one of the two founders of Crystal Method drank Danger Coffee and thought it was awesome, and then played an amazing set on a really old speaker in the middle of nowhere. And that was one of those peak experiences. That was awesome. And Danger Coffee's taken off because people feel different. I think you will too. And hey, how would you like to save 20% because you're one of the insiders? Yeah, that's there for you too. If you're wondering why it's $25, this is twice as expensive to source quality coffee as it was when I launched Bulletproof years and years ago. The coffee's from El Salvador. It is abundantly clean. It is fermented, so it tastes better. The old coffee I made was not fermented because I couldn't make it safe. This is the cleanest of anything I've ever made, and the minerals clean toxins anyway. So this is like hyper clean. It's awesome, and you'll enjoy it. And there's something else in here. So that's our first thing I'm putting in the box. In fact, I'm going to actually put it in the box because, this is a boxing, not an unboxing, right? Got to open the box, put it in there. There we go. Now it's officially in the box. Next up is a brush. Good old-fashioned brush, except it's not good and old-fashioned. This is from HigherDOSE, and HigherDOSE is a really interesting biohacking company. This brush is worth $69 because it's not just for dry brushing. You get dry brushes all over the place. This is a copper dry brush. So the bristles in the middle are very, very soft copper bristles. And the reason you do dry brushing, even just on your arms, your legs, your chest, your back, all over the place, especially your butt, is it does exfoliate, but it firms up skin and it reduces cellulite and it causes lymphatic drainage. And lymphatic drainage is really important. As a guy, and a guy who used to follow that operating system thing that said, if something is good, more is better, I would say then, so you should have the heaviest pressure massage you can have. So when you do lymphatic massage, you can't push hard because if you push hard, you actually close the lymphatic channel. So it's like a petting motion versus like a Swedish get in there, Thai massage, flying elbow kind of massage. Although those are good too. Those are for muscles. So this kind of brushing stimulates lymphatic drainage and it's anti-inflammatory. And why it's a supercharged brush, why they call it that, is the copper bristles, because when you create friction with the copper bristles, it creates neutralizing ions. And it's kind of similar to earthing. And you do it first thing in the morning or maybe after sauna at night. And it feels very different than a normal dry brush, but the copper is not like highly abrasive. So if you've ever tried dry brushing, I'll tell you, I've used it on and off over the years. I hate the ones with handles on them because you feel like you're like doing something weird. It just never kind of worked for me. Like it's like a 1920s bath video or something. I don't know. This is one that just fits on your hand. And you try like it is noticeably better than any brush I've ever used. I thought you'd like it. And the copper thing is a real additive. Copper also can be anti-inflammatory antimicrobial in and of itself. So you get your HigherDOSE supercharged copper dry brush. And if you're like, what are you talking about, Dave? Just try it for a week. You'll see what I'm talking about. It actually makes a difference. You can see how you feel. And here's a comment from someone here who has their sauna blanket. You're going to hear more from HigherDOSE in this video anyhow. So we talked about the copper brush here, and here's next up before we get into the next thing from those guys is how about some? Oh, got to put this in the box. Hold on. Got the box. Got the brush. Of course, this brush is used, so I'm keeping this box. If you know what I'm saying. Next up, we got the True 47 Diffuser and silver infused essential oil. This is worth $71. And silver is potently antimicrobial. It's been used forever. And the reason that we use silver is because it stops stuff from spoiling. Remember the baby born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and you always gave a silver spoon for kids? It's because, babies drop their spoons God knows where, and the silver kills stuff where they drop it. We also used to take silver dollars, back when dollars meant something. And we would drop them in raw milk in the bottom of the milk jar. And that would keep the milk from going bad for another couple of days because of the silver ions. And Kim, I'm seeing a question. Are we shipping? Yeah, we ship Danger Coffee to Canada from Canada. So you're good on that front. Just answering questions as we go. So anyway, silver has these antimicrobial effects, and it turns out that you want to be able to get rid of broad spectrum microbes, bacteria, mold, viruses. And that makes sense. So if you diffuse that in an area where maybe you don't have enough air circulation, I'm going to be real straightforward. If you have a working immune system, you're supposed to be able to fight stuff off. But if you're exposed to huge numbers of things, like you might be, I don't know, when you're traveling to 5 countries the way I just did, having the ability to do this in your hotel room, it's about just reducing the load, not eliminating everything entirely. And I think there's something to be said for that. What True 47 does that's really cool is they add essential oils. And I used to be pretty skeptical of essential oils. I'm like, okay, this is like for women who want to take a bath with bubbles and have it smell good, right? But over time, the number of high-end medical professionals and other healers who've used these with great success, I've become very convinced that with proper usage, they change things. There's even a study in Superhuman, where I put it, where they talk about one of them that increases natural killer cell activity. That's a black spruce oil from Japan. So there's real efficacy here. And the idea is you have a little portable diffuser. You can use it in a hotel room or you can use it in your bedroom at home. And you've got some oils with silver. So when you diffuse, you're getting the oil effect on your nervous system. Terpenes calm the nervous system. It's one of the reasons forest bathing works. And you've got silver, which has its own separate benefits. And of course, no parabens, sulfates, petrochemicals, no synthetic fragrances. I want you also to know about a lot of the stuff you might buy online. There's this famous shopping site named after a river in the Amazon. And if you look at the essential oils there, a lot of them actually are just perfume, or it's essential oil with fragrance. And so you really got to watch out for purity. So True 47, good company. There's a citrus grove essential oil mix with silver that you get with it. And I think you'll like how you feel when you use it. And of course, 20% off everything. And I actually like the idea of using silver and the oils. So boost your mood, boost your immunity. It's a good idea. So this is going in the box. Oh yeah. And Peter says, start at the extremities and brush towards your heart for lymphatic drainage. Yeah. Or actually more, it's towards your liver, to be honest. But what you do is with a brush, you do that. And there's nothing wrong with using oils while you're brushing. One of the things that works, you could do biohacking all day long. It could be a pain in the butt. So what would happen if instead you had several different biohacks going at the same time? Like you use those maybe when you're using your HigherDOSE brush, or even some other things you might be doing, which you're going to get to in a minute here. And before we talk about the big HigherDOSE stuff, let's talk about AV9 from Radical Roots, because that's our next item here. It's this stuff. You guys might, if you listen to the podcast, by the way, if you do wave at me if you're a semi-regular. All right, thanks guys for listening. I put a lot of energy into that. I think it's worth your time. So actually, I'll hold this for you before I add it to the box. So what Dr. Chloe did in the recent interview was talk about Chinese herbal medicine. And she collaborated with with a high-end clinic in Panama to create a new product, which combines, again, silver, MSM, and a mineral complex, kind of similar to what's in Danger Coffee, but this one derived from seaweed. And it's called Cell Food. It's been around for 70 years. And the idea here is it's restoring balance to fight infections, inflammation, and turn on cellular conductivity. So, of course, same uses of silver. It's antimicrobial, immune system boosting. But MSM is a sulfur compound that directly is anti-inflammatory and can help you produce glutathione. And when they put that in a base of cell food, which delivers enzymes and nutrients that let your cells work, they can actually get into the cells the same way that trace minerals do. You spray it orally under your tongue, the back of your throat. You can put it on your skin, or you could even, they don't say to do this, but knowing the ingredients, I may or may not have sniffed some on my trip. So I kind of like getting it inside the entrance to your sinuses. Because you just don't want to be picking up a lot of stuff. And there you go. So give it a try and see how you feel. Try it topically, try it in your mouth. Cell Food itself has a very long history. And with these upgrades, I think it's really a cool thing. All right, I'm going to throw this into the box. And next up, How about some seasoning that you wouldn't believe? Doesn't it seem like a good idea to just put some liver on your food to make it taste better? You would do that, right? Okay. Nancy's like, no, I wouldn't. Kim's like, no way. Well, it turns out you can. And it doesn't taste like liver at all, which is really cool. So it's the same idea behind Danger Coffee. You're getting your minerals at the same time. Pluck Seasoning has actual organ meats in it, which are nature's multivitamin. And if you get a little bit of organ meats, there's bioidentical B vitamins that you cannot get any other way, and bioavailable minerals. It's really important. But I will tell you, I don't like liver. This kind of sounds so weird, right? I've tried liver smoothies. I've tried eating it. I've tried cooking in all sorts of ways. I've tried hiding it in lots of things. But Pluck Seasoning has freeze-dried, powdered, broad-spectrum organ meats in a seasoning blend, so you can't taste it at all. This is pasture-raised, grass-fed, and grass-finished cows. It just tastes like all-purpose seasoning with extra nutritional value. So you put it in when you cook, and there you go. You got your kids to eat liver. You got to eat liver. You didn't have to worry about it. The salt comes from real salt in Redmond, Utah. So it's high-quality salt. The spices are non-irradiated, and the herbs are non-irradiated. If you buy the normal ones at the store, they are. Non-GMO, no hormone, pesticide, super clean, no soy, no gluten, paleo, keto friendly, and an AIP version coming out soon. And this little thing is designed for travel, and they'll give you 20% off because you're into the box. So this stuff, actually, it tastes good, and it has additional benefits. You were going to use spices. You might as well do spices that do more for you, right? That's the whole idea behind a lot of the biohacks is like, let's save some time here, and let's not really add a new behavior. Let's just change one that we already do that doesn't take any more time. So Pluck Seasoning, there you go. Next up is another one of those things. All right. I'm a formerly obese computer hacker guy. And I think the last time that I took a bath when I was an engineer would have been when I was like 8. Right. And like, why would you take a bath? Well, that's actually shifted because it turns out some of the people that I know and respect the most, guys like John Gray, from Mars and Venus and others, over the years have just talked about what happens when you take a bath, the Japanese tradition of bathing. So as I got more into personal development and biohacking, I'm like, okay, shower is different than a bath. And what do you put in it? There's Epsom salt, things you can do and all that. But I'm always about doing more. You guys have maybe seen me wear my ARK crystal before, that cool crystal pendant that I should be wearing right now. That's probably on the corner of my desk or in my drawer that I should have got out ahead of time. I don't know where I put it. It's around here somewhere, but I use it a lot. And I see me wearing that. The guy who made it is a physicist named Nassim Haramein. He's been on the podcast. Very interesting episode. I'm going to invite him back on. It's been a couple hundred episodes. So he spent 30 years pioneering how things are connected and entangled at the quantum level. And we're talking about real quantum entanglement, as in these two molecules vibrate at the same time in the same way. So that's different than, it's quantum because I blessed it, right? And there probably is an effect from blessing things depending on who's doing the blessing and how they do it. But what he's looked at is oscillating quantum energy in the vacuum, and he made this thing called the harmonic flux resonator. Different than the flux capacitor, because I really want one of those too, but I don't have a DeLorean, so I can't quite do that yet. And if you're laughing, it's because you saw Back to the Future. And if you're going, what is he just talking about? Well, then you should go watch Back to the Future, which is an epic movie that everyone should know about. And what he does, he created this giant machine that creates rapidly revolving electromagnetic fields that lines up all of the molecules in something so they resonate at the same time. And that can structure water, which makes water more bioavailable. And normally what he does is he takes these heavy-duty quartz crystals. I'm going to show you one in a minute. And he does that. But he figured out he can actually do it with bath salts. And it's called bath soak. It's got sandalwood and cotton in it. But this is different than you would find in a normal bath. If you were at my last big conference in Florida, every night I had a whole bunch of different salts I was throwing in a bath just to basically dump energy and increase performance and recovery, because it takes a lot of energy to be in front of 3,000 people on stage for several days in a row without stopping at all. So I actually think baths are part of performance enhancement. And this is by far the most biohacked and upgraded bath salt you're going to find on the planet. So give it a try and see what's going on. Do it under a full moon if you want to like go crazy. I'm telling you, there's something to be said for quantum coherence of crystalline structures, even in your bath. So there you go. Now, one of the fun things that we do here is golden tickets. And if you're new to the box, there's some stuff that's just way more expensive than we could put in everyone's box and keep the price down. So what we do is randomly select people who get much higher value things. So I just talked about the ARK crystal, right? Let me show you the real kind of cool ARK crystal setup. This is a golden ticket. We're giving away one entangled pair of ARK crystals. So you open this thing up, and I'll tell you about the entanglement in a minute because I actually have these. So these are, actually, I'll pull one out for you. Or no, they're all welded in there, kind of. So what these are is a quartz crystal that's ultra pure. And it's cut in a specific way. And then they put both crystals in this big resonator chamber that's as big as a room and is quite a lot of big tech in it. And then they resonate them. So not only do all the molecules in one crystal resonate at the same time at a quantum level, both crystals resonate together. So they're quantum entangled crystals. And if you read a science fiction book at some point, I'm sure this is how we'll do real-time faster than light communication between galaxies or something like that, even though that's unlikely. But it's pretty cool because if you were one and your partner wears one, there you go. Now you have a quantum entangled set of necklaces. So if you wanted to have like an amazing connection there, these are pretty neat. And just holding one, you can feel a difference if you're sensitive to stuff like that. This is not a subtle energy technology. When I first tried a friend's a couple of years ago, like, what is going on with this thing? Like it was actually too strong. I had to adjust to it. So I would say there's a lot going on. You can also use these crystals to structure water. And water can make exclusion zones and water can carry information. And there's a lot of kind of mystical stuff, I'm just going to say, is out there. People don't really know how it works, but some people know a lot more than others. And I think Nassim, if you listen to the podcast interview, really knows what he's talking about here. And I absolutely know there's a difference from spinning your water into a vortex, from running it through crystals and things like that, and just allowing the water to burble instead of flow straight does things to the water that makes it feel different and have a different effect on cell membranes. So there you go. You can put these things. They even sell a water bottle. You put one of these underneath it. You can just set the crystal next to on top of a water bottle. And the next morning, the water feels different when you drink it. So these are super powerful. It's worth $3,290, but we'll post a link for you here where you can get a discount, which is really cool. So this is expensive stuff, right? That's why it's a gift. You can also buy single ARK crystals for yourself, but this is a massive and really powerful and also just kind of cool entangled pair that I think you guys would appreciate and enjoy. There's also other discounts in the book for you here. So there you go. ARK crystals, they're great for structuring water. Thanks, you guys are on. That's awesome. And when you see the photos in the link there, this is a giant, like something out of a big science fiction movie. Like giant coils, a whole room full of stuff. So, and these are also like ultra pure quartz crystals that are cut in a special way. So yeah, it's expensive technology, but it's actual technology versus, here's a bead that I found and I just decided to bless the bead and then sell it to you. And I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm just saying that there's like some hard science behind the crystal. And in this golden ticket, you're getting the entangled pair of ARK crystals, which have that wooden display case. And you get 2 ARK water bottles and you get 4 of the bath salts. So the water bottles, I mentioned them earlier. I don't have one with me, but it's downstairs, I think. So what you do is you mount the crystal underneath it. And what's cool about the ARK crystals is you can pop them out of their pendants. So let's see if this is going to work. There's one. And you just push on it. It's magnetically held. These are all titanium things. So this is the actual crystal itself, and this other stuff is what you wear. So definitely a high-end gift, high-end energy power thing, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you try it. If you get a chance to try these, they're great. And if you see me wearing one at the conference when you go or something, that's there you go. You'll probably know why I'm wearing it. Okay, next up. How about we go back to the HigherDOSE things? HigherDOSE is giving away 4 sauna blankets worth $600 each. Now, sauna blankets are something that they've pioneered, and I really like this idea. If you don't have enough space to fill your living room with a giant sauna, what if you just had a blanket that's as big as basically a comforter? And you could just climb into it or really wrap it around you and get infrared heat going up to 158 degrees. It increases circulation, stimulates detox, promotes healing. And normally it's a big box. So blanket's inexpensive, and it's a 71 inch by 71 inch footprint when it's unfolded. And it's adjustable with a controller like this one. They also make a mat that I have. This is the controller for the mat that lets you turn things on. They do something else that I really like. In addition to non-VOC standards and waterproofness and low EMF, low ELF, they have layers of amethyst crystal and activated charcoal. And what these do, I believe, is I'm going to call it softening the infrared that comes off the unit. So when electromagnetic stuff goes through crystals or through carbon like that, it's going to change the wavelength. It'll oscillate kind of like something like the biocharger does, where when you run something through a crystal or a noble gas, you're creating harmonic resonance, and it's noticeably better with the crystals that they use in it. So I think, man, you're talking about $600 value for one of these. 4 people are getting these. But if you don't have infrared is something I've had at home since 1997, and it's worth it. So this is now much more affordable and much more portable, and it works very well. So you just hop in, get sweaty. The thing is waterproof, kind of wipe it out, and you are good to go. And it's a great way to detox. So you can even travel with it if you want to. I do not travel with an infrared thing because I feel like I can go for a while. But if I was really detoxing, I might. So there you go. That's you're getting the HigherDOSE Supercharge brush, which you can use with or without the sauna blankets. You're also, if you are one of the 4 golden ticket winners, you get one of those. And last but not least, how about giving away a couple conference tickets for the new conference? 2 lucky winners are going to get those. There's a special discount for you guys. I want you at the conference. It's September 15th through 17th, so 3 days. Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hilton, where they do the Golden Globes. I do it there because we have an Upgrade Labs on site and because they will make the right food for you. It's a great hotel. And when you go there, I want you there because you're into biohacking. You'll get to meet all of the vendors, I think all the ones who are here in the box, and many others. You get to talk to the founders, you get to talk to the creators, and you get to play with stuff. You could probably touch an ARK crystal. You could do all of the different things that you wanted to do, and you get to meet each other and just form the community that's most important. In terms of speakers, we have a great lineup coming this year, and you're going to get to see some new True Light products. You're going to get to learn a lot about the spiritual side of biohacking, as well as the physical and the biochemical and the cell level and the anti-aging and longevity. So what I want you to do is experience things. 'Cause honestly, you could read my books if you just want to learn stuff. Those are the most concentrated form of knowledge there is. But those books aren't going to excite you and motivate you and give you the experience of touching the stuff and looking at other people going, wow, I'm not alone. Like, in fact, I'm not even crazy. In fact, look at this group of people. Like, these are amazing, high energy, high vibe people. It's almost like what they're doing is working. And so that just reinforces your own habits, your own behaviors. This is the 8th annual conference, the 10th year of running the conference. And it is my highest and best way to just show you everything there is to know about biohacking. So follow the link. We'll probably paste one in here and some other stuff. Paste one in here. And if you follow the link that you do when you get your box, you get the special discount. It is more discounted for you than it is for people who are registering early right now. Chloe says her favorite conference of the year. Hey, Chloe, thanks for answering questions about the cool stuff that you've made. And this is my favorite hotel. And I think it's going to be a really powerful and fun experience. And if you've never been, man, just the energy you get when you're done, it's like you just feel different, like a little bit more hope in the world, because it is a very hopeful time. There's a whole bunch of old institutions really panicking here and doing bad things, but they're not going to win. So there's that. So join my reality when you come to it. And Janine, I have a U.S. passport, so I live in Canada. I can get there because I have a right to enter the U.S. Makes it really easy. So on that note, this is a pretty amazing box as far as I'm concerned. Just getting the golden tickets in there, the bath salts, you're going to feel a difference when you do it. And what we've got to do is just shift our own vibration, which is partly mindset. But what's really driving vibration is, dare I say, mitochondria. They are running on quantum biology. And I mean the kind of quantum biology that you can get a PhD in, that isn't just saying it's quantum because it was cool and painting some stars and rainbows on it. I'm talking about hardcore, there's a tunneling of an electron. That's how enzymes work in our biology. So when we make our biology work better, literally you are resistant to all of the garbage stuff that's in the media and in the world around you. Basically, it doesn't stick. We are building more resilient human beings through biohacking. And you can be resilient towards cold or heat or hunger or stress, or just resilient towards oppressive, weird governments where like that just didn't land on me. Sorry. And that's where I'm going. And I'm looking to take all of you with me. So thank you for being a subscriber to the box. It actually matters because of you. We can all do this. And if you weren't here, then there wouldn't be enough people to do the box. Thank you for sharing the box. I totally believe in the value you're getting, and you're going to love how you feel when you try this stuff in here. And on that note, I will see you all, another Saturday in about 3 months.
Thank you, Dave.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dave.